Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to our Hurricanes Camp Report. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. We are speaking to you from the Carol Sofer Indoor Practice Facility here on the campus of the University of Miami. Don, we're a couple weeks into training camp, and I think you can start to see Coach Cristobal's blueprint taking over, the blueprint they had at Oregon that took them to 3 championship games of the Pac-12, 2 Pac-12 championships. Some of that is in the trenches, and that's where we're going to talk today.
We certainly are, Joe, and the trenches are what he does best. And as well as Alex Mirabal, the offensive line coach, they attack this in a way to where it comes with intensity, it comes with an understanding of each play that's called and your assignment, but more importantly, they want 100% effort on every single snap.
We saw a lot of that enthusiasm from the coaching staff during the scrimmage this past weekend.
They bring it every day, and it transcends into the players. When you think about how Coach Mirabal is and Coach Cristobal and this entire staff, that level of intensity is in the meeting room, it's in the training room, it's in the weight room, and it's certainly out there every second on the field.
All right, when we come back, Don Bailey Jr. sits down with offensive line coach Alex Mirabal as we continue with our Hurricanes Camp Report right after this.
We're joined with assistant head coach and offensive line coach Alex Mirabal. And Coach, first and foremost, how's camp going? I know a lot of hard work's going in. I've been to some meetings and watched you very closely at practice. You're putting it on them.
Yeah, you know what? They've been extremely responsive to the physical and mental challenges and demands of camp, because camp should be hard. Camp should not be easy. It should be something that challenges you mentally and physically. You know, meet in the morning, meet again in the middle of the afternoon, meet again in the evening. You know, it takes as much of a toll as what they do out there physically, you know? So, and what I tell them, Don, is, you know, I tell them anybody can do what you do in the weight room. Anybody can do the walkthroughs. Anybody can do the stuff that's in the meeting rooms. What separates is what you can do when you're on the practice field. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can go all the periods that we do out in the blazing hot sun with the humidity, right? And lay on another 300-pound man and have that man lay on you for an hour and a half or for 2 hours. So, but it's been awesome. Camp's been awesome. There's been highs, there's been lows. You know, defense got after our tail on Saturday, and so when that happens, you're like, okay, how are we going to respond the next time that we're out on the field? And they responded with a lot of pride, a lot of physicality, and a lot of, you know what we did on Saturday wasn't good enough for our program, for our team. So we got to respond a different way, and that's really, really cool to see.
Coach, I will tell you, there's not been 1 second of doubt in my mind about how these young men have bought in. I mean, they have bought into Coach Cristobal, to this program, and let's go to your room. Every one of them is trying to get better every day with the technique that you're teaching.
Yeah, you know, and I think they see the investment that the administration has put into them. They see the investment that Coach Cristobal has put into them. You know, Coach Cristobal, as a head football coach, what people don't, every head coach doesn't get the same stuff. You know, you got to go fight for things. You got to go fight for more money for them for food. You got to go fight for a new locker room, stuff like that. Those things weren't in the plans, right? Those things were things that Coach Cristobal went to fight for them. So when they see that the head football coach, that the athletic director, that the position coaches are out there fighting for them, they're going to fight for you. You know, until they know how much you care about them, you know, they won't do that. And so that's why they buy in. You know, I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's that complicated. I think they just see that Coach Cristobal, the biggest investment, the most important part of our program are our players. You know, a lot of people get stuck on, you know, the recruiting and this, that, and the other. And at the end of the day, it's those young men in the locker room, right? And it's not, hey, what is Coach Cristobal building in the future? What are we building this year? Because it's shame on us if we look down the road. We owe it to these young men, and they know that, and they notice that.
And the blueprint works, Coach. You came from Oregon. You had a ton of success. You had first-round draft picks. Yeah. You won the conference. You went to New Year's Day bowl games. What is a part of that? What is one of the most important ingredients of that blueprint?
You know what? Like Coach Cristobal says, it's a culture, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's cliche-ish. No, it's a way of life. You know, and that's something that Coach Cristobal, I think it started. I know it started in his home with his mom and his dad. And then, you know, he was able to go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and get a PhD, you know, on what it takes to run a championship program. You know, and then when Coach Cristobal had his opportunity to become a head football coach again at the University of Oregon in 2018, he started laying that plan into place. And that plan is an investment in people. investment in the people not only that are in your program, but the people that you want to bring into your program. And it's a certain way. We want tough, physical, resilient players, right? And you go out and you recruit those guys, but you also, the guys that you inherit, the guys that they're yours, they're your kids. They're not the other coach's staff. No, they're ours. They're ours. And you get them. It's not, oh wait, I can't wait till I get our guys in here. No, these are our guys. These are our guys, and we got to get them to do what we feel is going to help us win, and that's to be physical, be tough, and be resilient.
Coach, at Oregon, you had Penei Sewell, who was a first round pick in the National Football League draft. What are some of the ingredients that go into a first round pick as an offensive lineman?
You know what? Got to be an athlete. Got to have feet. It all starts with the feet. It all starts with your feet. As an offensive lineman, that's what I look for. It's not. I don't look for the size. Is awesome. And if you get a guy who's big like Penei was and has great feet like Penei does, then you can have something special, right? So that's really important, and you can never compromise that. And then Penei also very physical, very tough, had great hips, had great lower body, great hips. And then the one thing, and I think I talked about it with you the other day, Don, he played with a sixth sense, because you're, as a coach, you're not going to be able to go over every single look, every single blitz that our guys are going to get. It's not going to happen. So how does he react? How does he react when he sees something for the first time? And that's where he had a sixth sense, and so you try to go look for that. How do you do that? You go out and you got to go. Yeah, it's important to watch tape and watch film. But one of the great things that Coach Cristobal did when he was the O-line coach at Oregon, and then when I became the O-line coach at Oregon, is the O-line coach, you recruited the O-lineman. Right. So in the spring, I got to go see every offensive lineman on our board. Yeah, I had an area, but I wanted to see them for myself. I wanted to get close, wanted to see how they bent their knees, sunk their hips, the ankle flexibility, all that stuff. And so that's how you get, because you can't strike out, You can't strike out on these guys. You can't. So it's important. And so that's not only with the Penei Sewell, but with all those other guys. What's interesting, Don, with Penei Sewell, he's somebody that we recruited to Oregon. But on that offensive line in 2019, which was his last year playing there, 4 of those guys play in the NFL. The right tackle plays for the Saints. The center plays for the Packers. The left guard plays for the Giants. And then you got Sewell. And those other 3 kids, we inherited. Right? We inherited, but we taught them the ways. We taught them what it meant to be tough, what it meant to be physical, what it meant to be resilient. And this is how you play. We're going to hit these sleds. We're going to hit these sleds. We're going to do block destruction. We're going to do inside run. We're going to get vertical on our double teams, right? So it's not only Penei Sewell. It's all those other guys that were on that line as well. And we feel, Coach Cristobal and I feel, that in the program right now, currently, we have guys that we inherited, that we are blessed to have, that we think are as good or better than some of those guys that we had over there, right? And then now we're out on the road. We're trying to recruit other first-round picks, So that's all part of it.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for joining us with the Camp Report today on the campus of the University of Miami.
We're all button pushers, double tappers, swipers, and now used car buyers. Go to AutoNation.com today. You'll see thousands of one-price pre-owned vehicles online right now. All your favorite makes and models, all quality inspected, all priced to sell with no hassles. Plus, we'll even pay top dollar for your car. Go to the AutoNation store near you or AutoNation.com. What drives you drives us. AutoNation.
Happy to welcome you back to our Hurricanes Camp Report, joined now by University of Miami offensive lineman Jaylen Rivers. Got banged up a year ago. How you feeling this year? How is camp going?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be back out here. During when the injury happened, I was like, dang, but I was looking forward to just coming back and being back with my brothers. But fall camp so far, doing great. Still improving, still getting ready for, the next day, but we're really looking forward to game week 1. What
are some of the things that you like most about training camp?
One thing I like most about training camp is I get to learn more by, all these new coaches. Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal, he's with us all the time. So I love learning. So I really enjoy, the learning process and correcting myself. I'm hard on myself. So when I get the critiques from them, it really means a lot. So I know how to keep moving forward and push my teammates with that critique as well.
Yeah, speaking of Coach Cristobal and Coach Mirabal, they've got a real solid history of putting guys in the NFL, linemen in the NFL. winning a lot of football games, taking teams to conference championships. That's got to be important to you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I aspire to be in the NFL, after this year or after next year. I mean, I have 3 more eligibility years left, so I really look forward to when that years are up. I really, really want to, and I think they're going to get us ready for that too.
Speaking of the coaching staff, there are a lot of eyes on you, and this is a staff that, from what we can tell, they bring a lot of energy, a lot of accountability. That's got to be really good to have around, right?
Oh yeah, like today, some guys banged up, so you need that extra juice, and they bring it every day. They really want us to be up and at them every day, no low juice. And if we have low juice, we have to have players and them, they're going to bring it out of us either way. So it's good to have that.
You guys have a big mission on that offensive line.
Yes, we do.
1 is to run the ball, and 2 is to protect your quarterback.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. And we're practicing many ways to improve in that.
Yeah. How about running the football? Let's talk about that first. Where do you think you are in your run game?
I'm always not where I want to be, but I have gotten way better. Like, I speak for everybody on the O-line. And thanks to Coach, the coaches that are with us, Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal, Coach Pata, Coach Bain, they're really getting us ready to take that next step in the running game.
And then, of course, Tyler Van Dyke.
Yes.
Year number 2 for Tyler. He comes with a lot of leadership also, and he's the guy you got to protect.
Oh yeah, and we have that special bond with him too. So, and if we don't protect him, we're going to protect him the next way. So.
What about the rest of training camp? We got about 3 weeks to go between now and when the season starts at Hard Rock Stadium. What are some of the things you want to get accomplished?
We're just really looking forward to focus on that next day. We're going to go up and watch film a couple hours from now, and we're going to learn what we didn't do right, and we're going to fix some things, and we're going to instill that into every day. So when game week 1 comes, we're ready to go.
You mentioned Coach Cristobal earlier and Coach Mirabal. How about playing for Coach Cristobal? I know I just watch you out there. It looks like you really enjoy it.
I really enjoyed that. I mean, when I first heard he was coming, I was excited because first I was getting recruited by them in the high school recruitment, and for them to for me not to go to them but for them to come to us, it really means a lot, and I really love that I get to learn from them.
Oak Leaf High School in
Yes,
Jacksonville.
Sir. Yes, sir.
They've been good to the University of Miami.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shaq, us, Chance, all of us is really doing us a good service in Miami.
Jaylen Rivers, thank you so much. Best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Hurricanes offensive lineman Jaylen Rivers.
To have a truly great career, you need to be with a great company. Now's your chance to go be great at AutoNation. Go to jobs.autonation.com for endless career opportunities. Work at America's largest and most admired automotive retailer that's driving towards $35 million donated to fight cancer. For industry-leading benefits and a great work experience, visit jobs.autonation.com now and go be great.
Big part of Coach Cristobal's blueprint, Don, here week 2 of training camp. Again, the toughness, the physicality, especially as we discussed today in the trenches.
It is, Joe, and Coach Cristobal's involved in those trenches. He's at every single period where the offense and defensive line work against each other, and he's there coaching. He's heavily involved doing some individual counseling as well.
All right, for Don Bailey Jr., I'm Joe Zagacki. Thanks for joining us here on our Miami Hurricanes Camp Report.